Right, would you just like to introduce yourself to our listeners and viewing audience as well?
I'm Greg Jones. I'm the Senior Consumer PR Manager at SEGA UK.
Okay. And you're here today showing off Vanquish.
Yeah, Vanquish is our new third-person actioner from Platinum Games.
Yeah. Now, I enjoyed Platinum Games' last game, Bayonetta. Bit crazy for my taste. I described it on our podcast as mad as a bag of badgers.
Okay, I think we preferred Barrel of Monkeys.
Okay, Barrel of Monkeys.
Yeah.
Okay. But it does seem that this is very much more tailored towards a Western audience. So that's fair.
Yeah, it's Platinum Games. This is how we would make a Western game.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously we've had Mad World. That's what it says on the tin. It was pretty nuts, very Japanese. Bayonetta, yeah, in every way, down to its very core, very Japanese game. But this is them going, okay, we've seen Gears, we've seen Halo, we know how Western developers approach it. This is how we would make your kind of game.
With it being tailored more to the Western audience, do you think that will mean that it will sell more than Bayonetta generally? Is it expected that this game will outsell Bayonetta in these countries?
I think we'd be happy if it does as well as Bayonetta did. It's not, like I said, it's not so much that it's tailored for a Western audience. It's the guys at PG going, let's try something a bit different. Let's do Western with a crazy Japanese spin. So even as simple as control conventions and that kind of thing, you get the kind of standard, oh, why haven't you used the Gears controls? So because it's not Gears 4. It's its own game, and having those Japanese twists.
It's obviously going to bear some comparison though when it's a cover combat type game. I mean, you've got the definite nuances of the game, the boosting and stuff like that. It does obviously give it a different flavour, but you can understand the comparisons between Gears
Absolutely.
and stuff like that.
I mean, you do a non-sci-fi based first-person shooter, you're going to get compared to Call of Duty. You do a sci-fi shooter, you're going to get compared to Halo. There's the elephant in the room games that you can't ignore that are kind of genre-defining.
Yes, exactly.
So, I mean, some of the best quotes we had was, I think one of the UK magazines basically did some video games maths on it, and it was Halo plus Gears times Devil May Cry equals Vanquish. And for the people who open the mag or go to a website, and the first thing they do is go to the last page of the review, scroll down and go, where's the score? Those very simple equations, is this going to be for me? Well, I liked all those three games, so probably.
And so Bayonetta still, I mean, it didn't get its 40 out of 40 perfect scores that Famitsu gave it in this country, but it was very highly rated.
Really critically acclaimed. We were really happy with the sales performance.
Bayonetta was a very over-the-top style game, and Vanquish has some similarities there as well. Do you think it's the combat's very sort of, it kind of brings people in, but very over-the-top and, outlandish as well? Do you see a similar thing with Vanquish, I think?
Yeah, I think, as we've already touched on, obviously, Bayonetta had that full-on Mad to the Sack of Badges, very Japanese feel to it. You can't wash that out of the guys' process and designs completely. I mean, you look at the guys behind Vanquish. We've obviously got Shinji Mikami, the original creator of Resident Evil. The guy's got a few screws loose somewhere, right? So that's always going to be there. And Anabe-san, who's kind of the lead.
And that does very much come through in their games as well. I mean, like their personality does come through. You can see that. You can see that. I think more so in some Japanese games than Western games.
I think Western developers, Westerners as a rule, we view video games as such a serious kind of medium that it's got to be dark, gritty. It seems that for the last couple of years, every game, unless it's Mario or Epic Mickey, is in a dark, gritty future.
And it's saving the world every time.
One man against millions. Whereas the Japanese just tend to go, well, let's have some fun with it.
It's a bit of fun.
Hence the absurd camera angles in Bayonetta and the really over-the-top execution moves. The climax moves, sorry.
What would you say is the sort of the defining characteristic of the game that sets it apart? Not necessarily from Bayonetta, but from other games in the genre as well, basically.
I think, I've been in games industry for about 10 years now. I've been playing games since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, just as most people here today at the Expo have. It's really that, I haven't come across a shooter in a long time where you're relieved when you hit a tunnel.
Okay.
So obviously you guys will have seen the demo we've got out on the show floor today.
I haven't actually played on the show floor, but I've played the one that I've downloaded on the PS3.
It's the same demo we put out on PSN and Xbox Live. and obviously it showcases one of our very wide open kind of arena style environments. But there's 3 or 4 different approaches to that area. So you can go kick in the front door, blast everyone's heads off. You can kind of sneak around, find a sniper rifle, take things out from far, save the heavy weapons for later on. And that frenetic full-on combat doesn't let up for the next sort of 10 to 12 hours.
And there's a very big sort of spider-type boss.
The Argus, the Russian Argus robot.
Hard.
And 2 stages to it as well.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
there's a lot of kind of replay on that.
Yeah.
Like we get a question, why is there no multiplayer? So well, there's loads of replay in the game as it is. So yeah, you can go there's a lot of kind of very Japanese design conventions where if it glows, it's a weak spot.
Yeah.
But we don't do that in Western games. So what Platinum have done with Vanquish is there are sneaky kind of pro routes that with the Argus, the first stage kind of crab form, if you go straight for his head, you take it down in about 5 minutes. But if you take down each of the legs individually, it takes you 20 minutes.
Okay, so...
and then the same when it turns into its
like
robot form.
To each boss and stuff like that. I mean, the Bayonetta bosses were very much a big feature in the game. They had, big, very over-the-top battles with, the giant bosses. I'm assuming we're going to see a similar sort of thing from Vanquish as well, basically.
I mean, it's a bit more based in reality. That's a hell of a stretch. It's just a bit more, it's sci-fi rather than fantasy. So as huge as the Orbital Station is, we're trying to keep it within scale. So you're not going to get much bigger than the Argus. I think at one point you actually come up against 2 of them. And that's a pretty fun battle. But there's a load of really great little twists and turns in the game.
When can other people get their hands on the game?
It's out in the UK, 22nd October.
22nd October. We've got quite a few American people.
That would be, whatever the Tuesday before that is, 19th of October, I believe.
Sounds about right.
So 19th in the US.
Yeah, I'm sure lots of people will be looking forward to getting their hands on the game. I'm definitely one of them, so I will be playing it too. Thank you very much.
No problem.